Good morning, people of the cardboard, and welcome back to Fung Deck. So we have more Burst Protocol reveals. We only have, I think, 7 cards left, and it seems like we're getting 2 new ones, which is a big deal. And this seems to be Albaz and Ecclesia cards. That's pretty dang cool. Yeah, so let's get into it. So this is Fallen of the White Dragon. It's a level 4 Dark Dragon, attack 18, defense 0. This card is always treated as Fallen Albaz. Awesome. I wonder if when this is in, I don't know, probably translate, this will be in parentheses, because that does change. Because this, as it's worded, it might be considered an effect. If it's in parentheses, it's not. It can't be negated. Anyway, you only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. So if this is in your hand, you can send one monster that mentioned Fallen Elements from your extra deck to the graveyard. Special summon this card. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for this turn, except level 8 fusion and synchro monsters. Interesting. I was going to check. This isn't a tuner. Let's. Ooh. Pretty cool looking, by the way. All right, this isn't interesting. So it's basically just a free extender that like sets up any type of sets up a lot of different type of decks. So let's see the second effect. If this card is normal or special summon, you can special summon one Ecclesia monster for a hand deck or graveyard. Ooh, that's pretty cool. There's only 2 Ecclesia monsters. This is part of the problem with the new support coming out of the structure that comes out in just a couple days. Which, okay, I have to say, this is weird because we are getting the simultaneous release of the structure deck, which is awesome. I love simultaneous release. I think it's really cool. Keeps it fresh. So we're getting that then. In Japan, the OCG is getting these cards on Saturday, the same day the structure deck comes out. And then we have to wait 3 months for these cards. It just makes it weird. It really does. That they got this support the same day, but we will have to play the deck without it. Especially because Ecclesia cards are a big thing. The new Quick Play spell card is a monster reborn from either player's graveyard, as long as there's an Ecclesia monster on your field or in your graveyard, right? And there's only the Dogmatic Ecclesia and then the Sword Soul Ecclesia. I think the Sword Soul Ecclesia is a tuner, so this theoretically can be used to. It's obviously very good in Dogmatica, because you can just summon basically a Dogmatica Ecclesia from your deck, get its search effect. You would be locked out of the extra for this turn, but that's fine. And during your end phase, you could send the, is it Titaniclad? I think that's the Dogmatica one, to search you a Fleur-de-Lis. And then you can use the Ecclesia to get you a different card. So like, there's a lot you can do with this. If you just want to go Dogmatic route, obviously it's pretty good fusion. But anyway, let's read what this next Ecclesia monster is, which is Ecclesia of the Black Dragon. And this is her. That's weird, because I thought she would be the dragon. So it's attack 25, defense 25, level 8 light spellcaster, synchro monster. It takes 1 tour and 1 more non-tour, so completely generic. You only use the first effects of this card name each once per turn. So during the main phase quick effect, you can manage this card until the end phase. If you do special summon Fallen Albaz or level 4 lower monster that mentions it from your deck or graveyard. All right, cute. So I get why you'd make it theoretically if you make it with this card. You could, or if you make it, you can banish just to summon the new card they just made, and then that can summon a Ecclesia from deck. So that's cute, and you won't be locked into anything at that point. So okay, fine. I'm not sure what other level 4 lore monster that mentions Albaz. I mean, I think there's obviously a lot of the like Quem, all those basically Ecclesia but not quite Ecclesia cards. Okay, this card's in your graveyard. You can target 1 level 8 fusion monster in your graveyard or banishment and 1 card in the field. Shuffle both in the deck and this card into the deck. Oh, shuffle both and this card into the deck. All right, this is okay. Sorry, I was wondering why the wording of it. Yeah, okay. This is actually really cute. I guess you could argue that this is nice because it's a method of dealing with your opponent's cards. And it does, shuffle your stuff back. It's not quite like a Entis or anything that would be, useful on send or during your opponent's turn. This is something during your turn. And it only is good going second, and it requires you to have level 8 fusion monster in your graveyard or banished. And the deck is, I think, it's well suited to send one at a time. Um, but having this, you have to have this and a different one. So you'd have to send two. The deck isn't actually that great at doing that in a given turn, unless you do Maximus, which is an option, but I don't think anyone really wants to be playing Maximus right now. And if you were playing Maximus, that means you're dedicating. Yeah, it'd be weird because if you want to send like a Titanic Cloud or any of the other like extender sends, um, you would send those in this card, but then you'd have to either wait a turn so those cards could activate, or basically just waste it. Entis is just a cleaner out. This one's fine. And the main deck effect, it's cute. That's a quick effect banish, and I'm sure there's some things I'll be used. I just feel like the deck isn't really well suited to make level 8 synchros. Yeah, I mean, this is technically, it's just meant to fall out, but so that's nice because it can be sent off of all these different effects. I just don't think it's what the deck needs. This card's cool. I think this is a really nice extender effect. I think this card's going to be a lot, or see a lot. I think part of the problem is that Fallen Albaz is a meh card. I mean, yeah, Fusion Summon, it's a super poly, right? Using your opponent's cards, which is cute, but it has to use only their cards in the field. And you still have to discard, so it's fine as an interruption, but during your turn, because it's on summon, so it's fine as an interruption if you can summon it during your opponent's turn. So I think this, now I think about that, this card does have that value that you can basically go banish this card, quick effect summon Fallen Albaz, and then you can basically super poly your opponent's board. That's nifty. But in terms of just cards during your own turn, it's not useful. But a lot of cards and effects would benefit from having a Fallen Albaz. So anyway, I like that. I think this is really cool. It's nice just to send to. It's basically just a free extender and then gain you an Ecclesia card. That's cool. You know what? I am going to do this. I don't normally like to do this, but I'm feeling frisky today. Cleave. I have to look out as well. You know what? Yeah. So there's a tuner. All right, so you can use this to make any level 8 synchro. I think it's cute. I think it's nice, and you can just send another copy of itself if you want. Okay, and this is a quick effect tribute. Yeah, all right. Anything to mention Albaz. So I mean, this theoretically, either directly or indirectly, can make any level 8 synchro from your deck pretty easily. You are locked into synchros or fusions. That's fine. I didn't also mention this would lock you not only into synchros but into specifically level 8 synchros. That's weird. I believe if I'm reading that correctly, it's level 8 fusion and synchro monsters. So that's fine. Overall, I'm going to start rating cards now. I would say this card, I'll give it let's go 4 out of 5. Yeah, I want to go 4 out of 5. It's pretty good. I think it will definitely see play in branded decks. I think it's going to be useful. It's just a method of touring out cards from the extra deck. And it is a really good extender. So if you don't want to lock yourself into this, you can just normal summon it, which is always nice. And then that can get you any level 8 synchro. I think this is going to be a useful card to explore as just a mini engine. Because this Ecclesia is an extender. So if your opponent controls one once, you can just special summon it, which is fine. I think that'll be useful. So again, I'll give this a 4 out of 5. I think it's going to see play for sure. This one, I'll give a 3 off. Let's go 2 out of 5. It's functional. It can do some things. I think it might see some play, but I don't think there's a deck that's going to really want to make a level 8 synchro. Just so it can quick tag out. That's kind of meh. And then the banish pop, it'll probably be played more just as an interruptive card. That does mention Fall of Albaz. So that's useful. Like the new quick play, Fallen in the Virtuous. You could send this card to pop a card your opponent controls, and then you could use this card if you already had a target to shuffle back. So there's plays there. Anyway, I think that's all I got for you today. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. It means a lot to me. But without further ado, it's Fun Decks signing out. Bye.